Between
between the two of us.
Okay, between the two of us. Yeah, between the two of us, I am not concerned about what's coming out of my mouth.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad we corrected that before we press play. Just kidding.
I know.
Welcome to Embracing the Wild. I'm Abby Pagoon.
And this is Audra Watley again. Ta-da!
It's one of those mornings where you just like want to punch a neighbor in the face for leaving their dog out all night. I'm just saying.
Really?
Yeah. Like I'm like, where's the fuck is PETA? Like, I'm just saying. Well, like animal rights and like, why someone would leave their dog outside to incessantly bark all night long. The poor thing, same bark pattern, same pace. It's like, okay, were you even home or did you leave your dog outside thinking you were doing him a salad? Did you have a fancy date? Like, what's going on? Like, your dog missed you.
Yeah.
And now it's being recorded.
Yes. And it's like it took me a minute to process what you actually said because what I heard was fuck a speeda.
Fuck a speeda.
I'm like, what the hell is that?
All right. Clip one. Let's roll it.
It's like, what?
Yeah. So I'm speak of fuck a PETA, like fuck's a speeda. And roll clip.
3 balloons with wet concrete to create the planter legs. Before the concrete hardens, insert threaded rods into each one and let them cure completely. Peel away the rubber molds, then give the finished legs a smooth brown paint. Next, grab the planter pot, fit all 3 legs into the bottom. Finally, fill it with fresh potting soil. Plant a beautiful bird of paradise.
I still can see condoms.
Yeah. I was trying to say I would never be able to walk past that without seeing 3 hardened condoms.
Yeah, 3 dicks. It's like, oh, that's my dickatry. Like what?
And then she puts a bird of paradise in it, and you're like,
I know. I'm like, oh,
I'm not sure
watch it blossom. Yeah, I guess it's just one of those types of days. I mean, we did have the lunar eclipse. So I don't know if everybody jumped like outside onto their porch or were able to see it, but like it was very cool, but also kind of one of those, my kids immediately knock on their door. I'm like, hey guys, I know you're supposed to be sleeping, but come outside and see the lunar eclipse. And Kai immediately got up all excited, I think predominantly because he got to get out of bed. And then he immediately started, I'm so afraid I'm going to go blind. I need to find my sunglasses. And I'm like, sweetheart, it's a lunar eclipse, not a solar eclipse. He's like, I thought you said sun. Oh, okay. Like, so there was some hesitation to go look up at the lunar eclipse, but it was like, okay, guys, what are we wanting to happen? We had a lot of things happen, especially publicly. There were a lot of losses, with the Dolly Parton and the guy from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. He died this week. And then there was the Hayden Panettiere, who, I've always been a really massive fan of her because she was just a beaming light, but almost succumbed to her trauma, her internal trauma. And it's like when you see people, it's like, okay, even the Dolly Parton, we did, if you guys didn't watch, how many episodes ago? Was it the first or second episode of season 4 that we even did like a whole Dolly, like a 2-minute Dolly clip just because of her light and how she comes into the world? Right now you're seeing all of these tributes to her. And it's really nice to see that, but it's like, okay, here you take a Hayden Panettiere who ends up having significant trauma and trying to overcome her trauma. And then here is, a Dolly Parton who knew who she was and just went for it. And even the way that her and her husband functioned in the world where she was public figure and he was like, fuck no, I'm not doing that. Like that was an incredible, it's been a lot this week. I don't know about you.
Yeah. My brain's like, wait, what happened? I didn't hear about this yet. But more so, I want to go back to the eclipse because you went through 37 things before you even finished the eclipse story. Because like the best part of Kai being outside was him going, it looks like a meatball on fire. And then he was ready to go back to bed.
Now, granted, that was because he was looking at me trying to take a picture. And because of that because the way the eclipse overlays, it causes that like reflective light. So
Yeah.
you can't get the full eclipse being overshadowed. It like creates that ripple effect. And he's like, he was like, it looks like a meatball on fire. Like,
And then he was
a
like,
flaming
okay,
meatball.
all right, I'm good. I can go back to bed now.
Yeah, clearly he's my child.
I obviously have not been on social. I haven't been on any of the platforms. So a lot of the stuff that you're talking about, I don't even know yet. So
And that's okay. You
can run with the clips.
Yeah. Oh, well, to bring back an oldie, but not an oldie, but a goodie, but he seems to keep popping up on my stream, and I think it's because of last week's episode. So we're just gonna go with that. I don't know why I like watching this kid eat.
Yes.
Ice cream and soy sauce.
Yes.
Tastes like, is that cheese?
Caramel.
Oh, caramel.
His reaction alone makes me want to try it. And I don't think that's safe. An onion and honey make a beer. Okay, no. Apparently it doesn't.
Yeah.
Mango and a carrot.
Tastes like a peach?
Yes.
Apparently
yes.
It does.
His reactions in this clip, a banana and an avocado make ice cream.
No.
Okay. No, it doesn't.
No. It does not.
But a cookie and cheese.
커피 맛이 나는데? Yes.
Yes. I don't know who this kid is, and I don't know how he just like. I think his entire following is just eating weird combinations, and I don't know what it is about his facial reaction. As soon as the cheese and the cookie came in, I was gone. Like, I was like, I can't. I just.
So what was the cheese and the cookie? Was
coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah.
And he said yes, it was. I would be here. I almost want to try that, but I don't eat cheese much or cookies.
I have to tell you, I really did almost go straight downstairs, like in the middle of the night, to try the banana and the avocado to see if that was legit. And then as soon as he said no, I was like, well, now I don't have to get out of bed. So like thanks. I like all the night I would have lost.
I'd totally be blending those together.
I would have lost
some banana avocado blended up.
And then I would have lost so much sleep just agonizing over it, being upset with myself for not getting out of bed and doing that. But then, thankfully, his heroic test trials.
And my brain is still going. I'm like, I wonder if you blended it up and added vanilla and stuck it in the freezer, if then it would taste like ice cream.
Oh, so the thing that we used to do when Leo was little is we actually used to take like a frozen banana and put it in the freezer. So like when she asked for dessert, she would say she wanted banana swirl. Well, they're like, what's banana swirl? I was like, oh, you just take the frozen banana, put it in a blender. You blend it.
You swirl.
Right. But it came from one of those kid cooking shows that we used to watch on Sunday mornings. They were 30 minutes long. And then I of course had to go back and rewatch the whole thing. Thank God for like DVR back then, because then I could pause it and get the recipe. But I mean, we did so many recipes because she was of interest of wanting to know what it tasted like. So it became our like Sunday affair. We would wake up, we'd watch her kids show, and then almost create her own little cookbook collection of recipes that she would want to try. So it was kind of cute that she was like that early. But now today, she's like, I don't know how to cook, Mom.
Somebody made a thing. I'm going to call it a thing because I don't know what else to call it. But they made a little desk or kitchen top thing like a blender, but it's not a blender. And you put frozen banana in it, and you can put whatever with it, and it creates like frozen yogurt banana from a banana. And so
okay.
I forget what
is that kind of like one of those ice cream maker type things, but like a different version of it. Like it was
it's a different version that was designed specifically for frozen bananas. And so all of their recipes were like roll a frozen banana in cocoa powder and then put it in the thing and it was chocolate ice cream, or roll it, put this with it or that with it to create
fair.
different flavors. But it was just funny. That's what that reminded me of. Was like, oh, I think I still have that in my cabinet somewhere. I wonder where that is.
Well, see, and I like the fact that one of the things I like about the reels is it makes me start liking humanity again, because we are such creative beings. And it's like, how many of us are actually stepping into that creative space to not just express ourselves, but also to enjoy our, we don't have to be all fuddy-duddy about it every damn day. We don't have to go into the day or so, oh, serious. Like it's like, let's kind of work together, let's work together. I mean, I do understand that, tensions are kind of on the rise. Cause like, I seriously, I was like, I never wanted to get out of a car and yell at a hag in line at Cane's like more in my life yesterday. And I was like, that's gotta be the full moon. Like I don't normally lose patience, but it was just being observant of the inconsideracy and not following traffic flow and delaying everybody else because she was so oblivious in her world. And I was like, are you, like, I kind of like looked in the mirror and I wasn't being threatening, but I was like, are you gonna go? Like, everyone's waiting for you to like move into line. And yes, there's like, a car that was waiting for an order that was off to the side, but it's like, yes, if you know how to drive a vehicle, like I can see that you have your driver's license. That tells me that someone approved you being able to drive that vehicle. And so I would hope that you would not falsely represent all the moms of the world because you're making us look bad because you don't seem to know how a vehicle works, and just let's go. So I ended up reversing out so she could see like, hey, it's time to move. But she clearly wasn't picking up the hint of like, get the fuck out of the way, because I will roll, like, I don't have time for you. And so I was having a moment. And so then it resulted in me backing all the way out. And then I went all the way around like the Chili's into the intersection, whatever, came up. And then sure as shit, because right after I left, then she decided to proceed to the line. But then this poor kid had come up behind. So of course he, was right on the edge. I decided to just go put my car right near the end of hers, to where like she, even when she was starting to go, because she was on the turn of that drive-through, because she had come in from the other direction and she was blocking everyone from coming into the line. So she was letting like 60 people basically go in line instead of following the flow of like operations. And because she was doing that, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put myself right here so that she knows like I'm next. And I kind of looked at the kid that had come behind her and I was just like, I am so sorry. I am not cutting you off. This girl is being a freaking big B and being inconsiderate. And he just looked at me with that happens. Like, you can't control everybody, which I loved his reaction. So I ended up buying his food without him knowing. I was like, he was a good boy. And I loved how he did not dramatize this or make it like, he wasn't angry. He just was peaceful. And I was like, because of your peace, I will buy your meal. It's like, but then here the lady's about to move forward and she looks in the back and it's like, I don't know if she thought her car would be like a boat. Like if she went forward, the tail end would like hit into the car. I'm like, no, the wheels go forward, dear. Like that's how a vehicle works. And poor Kai sitting there just looking at me being all like hostile mother. And I was like, the reason why I'm upset is because she is a bad representation that makes other people think that moms can't drive. And I was like, and really, she needs to have a talking to, because that's not representation. And I do not like that she represents us that way. She needs to, should we? No. Mm-mm.
No.
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 When I pulled up to the drive-thru and like after she had gotten her food and left in front, and then I pulled up or whatever, and I was just like, so that lady was a big old pretentious hag and I'm buying the kids' meal behind me and they're like, oh, and then they're like, oh, that's so nice. And I was like, no, seriously, he was super great. She but we all have those moments where you just get to the point where you're like, I've had enough. Like I've had enough with inconsideracy. I've had enough with, and I get it. We have had, a couple months where people are so maxed out on what they can handle that those boundaries, those lines are like becoming very clear. But the question is, what are you afraid to say out loud?
Yeah, I actually was very proud of myself this morning. Somebody reached out to me and said, "Hey, I created this app and I want you to take a look at it." And I took a look at it, and literally the top line and the bottom line was authentically you, TM, because she'd taken my name and put a TM behind it. And then her little app in the middle, which was copying other people's work as well.
Wow.
And I was just like, okay. I am a little put off, but this person seems very nice, so I'm just going to bring it to her attention. And I did. I was just, I tried to just be like, when did you start using that? Because, here's how you found me 2 months ago. The name of the course was literally that with the subtitle.
And it's been in your background for
and it's been in my background since
months.
I don't know, April,
At least.
And she'd never even heard of human design and gene keys until I introduced her to it.
Right.
Through my coursework. And
which, by the way, for our listeners, you've been with us. Some of you have been with us for a while. So you guys have heard us over time expand on conversation with when we go, when Audra goes on her random rants of quantum physics, etc., because those are my favorite days, actually. And then, but then it's also like when we were diving into self-worth, control, like all those things a couple years back, even when human design started coming into like your world to where, me and Alicia just got drug in by association. So like, but at the same time, like even the work that I provide, I might even make sure that there's human design considered in the programming and the setup, but I don't fucking say anything about transits, gates, human design. I don't use those words in the work that I put out because that's what you're starting to teach, right? And like that's where you're trying to expand on to get under people to understand exactly like how they're made, like what were they born as, not born into, born as, and then what they were born into with their gene keys is part of their making. And then you've actually taken, I want to say probably 5 to 9 different methodologies, not methodologically. Go check last week's episode. I had to do a drop spot. But it's like you've taken 6 to 9 different types of methodologies, and then you've been able to construct it in a way that enhances the understanding. Even beyond a lot of books and things of that nature. And a lot of that's because of your history of knowledge, right? Like I put my history of knowledge of movement into the work that I do. And then I'm starting to connect the dots on the spiritual level, but I don't bring up, if I was in an individual conversation with someone, I might bring up human design just because I'm curious on what the person is, because I'm like actually really confirming my energetic field, because I've noticed that the vibrations that I've picked up with over the years, and I've told you this, I'm now like, okay, before it used to be like, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so had a baby, that's them. Like that's how I used to identify the vibration I would pick up. But then all of a sudden, as we started diving into human design, I started noting that there were certain patterns where certain individuals were like a projector. I almost think I can pick up a projector like instantly because there's a vibration pulse that's a little bit more difficult for me. And like twins have a little bit of that vibration together, not necessarily individually, but like together, like their energies kind of intertwined. And so like there's a little bit of a disconnect, or it's hard for me to kind of get that vibe. But then once we started pulling in human design, I started realizing, oh shit, I'm picking up the frequencies of their human design. And let me just randomly interrogate these new people that I'm meeting and be like, hey, what's your birthday? Hold on, let me poke in your thing. And then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, confirmation. We're good.
Yeah. And I'm really very specific in everything that I do, that I'm like, these are not boxes. They don't define you, but it's
Correct.
kind of like giving you a book of maps. And each of those maps has a different methodology behind it. So it's like Gene Keys is very different from human design, is very
Right.
different from 5 bodies, 5 elements, all of the other stuff that I do.
But they
But
all
each of them,
weirdly-
but each of them is a map, and those
Right.
maps overlay.
Right.
Right. And so it's like when you overlay those maps together, you get this whole different, like really beautiful experience. But anyway, to finish my story, it's like she responded back very sweetly and was like, oh my gosh, this is kind of like how I came up with that. And I am so sorry. I didn't realize. I will change all of it and just, take it out of my world. And I'm like, okay. and it was a very polite conversation that, even a few months ago, I wouldn't have had. I would not have said.
No, you would not. You are not the person that usually
I would have
you don't
just
do
like
that.
had my own little, temper tantrum over here behind the screen by myself and been like, it's not fair,
Yeah. Or why are they
and
getting
so-
seen and I'm not seen? And then like, oh crap, like I'm the one that wrote, I like predominantly planted that entire creation, like that type. And that's one of the things where, it's like, even when you went down to Houston and the hotel that you and your mother were staying at, and it was like, oh my God, everything that could go wrong went wrong. And I don't know how many roulette rooms you guys played, but like it was insane. And I just literally said, okay, what is this reservation under? Like, I just need to know the name, because I was already on customer service. Like, I was already on the phone. And then I'm texting Alicia asking for the information. She's like, I can't help you. And then she's like, just text her. And I was like, okay, but I need backup to like push her to give me the information, because she's resisting. And then she's like, okay, like and so then I was just like, and then I just had to look at you and I just like, would you stop and just let people that love you take care of you and just stop it? Like, let me do what I do best. Like,
okay.
I know. And the manager didn't, if anything, she was already sweet enough. And the poor thing had walked into a role with the corporation who just set herself up for failure. So it was not like of the service fault. It was like the location had not been upgraded. It had not been upkept. It was almost like someone just left everything to fall apart and was like, oh, it's not my job, it'll go to the next person, type of thing. And but at the same time, it was, you were needing, like, I just had to kind of do that pushy aunt thing and just like be like, no, we're not.
You're like, I am taking care of this. I am putting on lawyer hat, even though I'm not one, and taking care of this. Thank you.
I do like my trained law brain.
Yes, I like your trained law brain.
I do that. And then
it's handy.
Yeah, that and the fact that my husband has been in like customer care service for like God knows how long. So like that also gives me like, I know what can be done behind closed doors and be like, oh no, sweetheart, you can make this better. Like the time when we were in Vegas and the whole the vent came down on our table and I was just like, and then they were like, oh, we comped your drinks. I'm like, well, that took care of me, but they didn't drink. So I don't know what I was like, how does that solve the problem? I know you can do better. Try again. Like, and that was exactly what I did. I just like, I know you can do better. We're enjoying our time. Just go fix this so I don't have to get hostile. Like, because you do not want my Elmo rain of fire.
Which is why it's really funny, because people that know us, it's like they know that part of Abby, and so they make the assumption that she's the scary one.
And that is, I'm the nice one out of the three of us. That's the best part. I'm like, we literally had this conversation when I was because I call her when I go to the grocery store. So here I call her when I go to the grocery store. And then next thing you know, I don't even know what happened. And then you're just like, you're just too nice. And I was like, yeah, actually, I didn't see that one coming. Out of the three of us, I never thought of the triple A's that I was the nice one when I'm like, like
I think it's surfaces, like your surface level. My
patience is pretty high. I've got
Alicia is somewhere in the middle. It's like it takes some time to ramp her up, and then I'm like the deeply. It's like mine is really, really deep. You have to.
So on that note, perfect segue.
Okay,
we're gonna roll the clip.
Calling me 617.
Hello.
Spam number, by the way.
How are you doing today?
Not so good. Everything's kind of tragic.
Grace, who is that?
I'm so sorry about
Spam.
that, ma'am. I hope you're okay.
No, I'm not. I just got in a really bad car accident.
Oh, so sorry. Did you get badly injured?
Yeah, my leg's kind of hanging.
And she,
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yeah. Have you ever?
Actually, ma'am,
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Oh, thank you. Nobody else does.
It's all right. You were about to ask me a question?
Oh, have you ever felt pain like this? I know you can't really compare, but this really hurts.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Yeah, actually, I was once in a car accident once.
Oh, I'm
But,
sorry.
I broke my wrist, my left wrist.
Oh my
But,
God. Are you a righty or a lefty?
Yeah, I am, and I broke the wrist, so I have
Fuck.
to learn how to use my right hand.
Oh shit, I wouldn't be able to do that. Hey, us lefties have to stick together, man.
It's all right.
So, for all that I've just shared, do you mind if I call you back?
Yeah, sure. When can we call you back?
Probably September 17th.
Why?
Oh, no, September 17th, if that's okay, at maybe 3 p.m.
All right. It's all right, ma'am.
Thank you. You sure?
Do have a great do have a great evening, and please make sure you take care of yourself. I'll call you
September
probably
17th at 3
next week
p.m.
to check in on you.
Thank you so much. I love you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Say it back, please. Hello.
All right.
Can you say I love you too, please? I really need this.
Okay, I love you too, ma'am.
Thank
Take
you.
care of yourself.
Love you, Mama. Okay.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my.
And then like afterwards, the end of the clip is still like, is that serious? And she's like, yeah, they keep calling me. So like she doesn't know what else to do with but just fuck with them and just be like, oh my God, like my leg is hanging.
Yeah.
My leg
It's just hanging.
it's detached. The ambulance
It's
is
so
not
much
here.
pain.
I
So
can't.
much pain.
I love you. Please, please
Say it back.
Please, I just really need someone to hear me. I'm listening. Thank you, because no one else listens to me. Like I'm crying right now.
Oh my gosh. That is so tragically sad and something.
Yeah, and the sad thing is I don't necessarily always because I'm like I can't do that, right?
No.
I can't do that because that's not. I mean, I'll actually be open and honest on what I'm dealing with. I have enough stories to go around, regardless.
Right.
I don't need to make up any. So,
Right? I was like, I don't have to make stuff up.
I don't have to make
my own.
stuff
Thank
up.
you.
Yeah, all of mine are like legit. Like so, and it's funny because even Rudy the other day, like I've discussed Presley, the emotional support animal of the century, right? Like where, they have their own love language. I get woken up in the middle of the night to be pushed over to ensure that Presley has space in the bed. Like, we're talking this. I have grounds for divorce in all the directions if I really wanted to go that route because of the dog. So, Presley has done his job. Like my husband and him they're thick as thieves. I absolutely he's the best addition to this family. But it's funny because it's weird. When Rudy's home, the two of them start having their own language. And then it's weird because when you start seeing them together long enough, you can start hearing him back. And then you're like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what he said. And so there was this moment where they're and actually, I hope Rudy is listening and makes a comment below because he was like, he told me that I have to tell this story because if he does, no one will believe him. But if I tell the story, everyone will believe and understand and every single thing. And I was just like, is that true? And he's like, yeah, I embellish, but everyone will believe you. Because they're so authentically transparent. And so apparently there was this one night where I'm sitting down in a chair watching a show and just trying to veg out and unwind before bed. And Rudy walks in the bedroom door, and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, Presley Pagooed. And he literally goes like this. Now, Presley was nowhere to be seen. He was not down the hallway. He was not downstairs. We didn't know where the hell he was. But I had asked Rudy a couple minutes prior, where's Presley? He's like, I don't know. And then he's like, I still can't find him. And so then all of a sudden he goes, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as he said that and then bowed with his hands like presentation, like draw the apron, like all the things. Next thing you know, Presley just walks in strutting, and he's like, take a bow. And the dog, and literally Presley just goes straight into a bow, and then literally comes up and then plops and sits like all presentation. I was like, I thought I was high or something, because I was like, did this really just happen? Like, there's no way. So a week passes. This is still in the back of my mind. He's still like, you have to tell people about this because no one was going to believe me. And I'm just like, I don't even know how to start describing how to start the story in the first place. Like, why was that even, what was the reason that you did that in the first place? Like, that doesn't make any sense, type of thing. And so next thing you know, he's sitting, we're in reverse positions. He's sitting in the chair. I walk into the room. Now, Presley had been back in the corner, like right here. So right here is where our stairs go down. So he was literally right there in his flopsy, like dopey gills face, with the sagging of the ears and the faces. And so next thing you know, I walk into the room, and I know he's laying behind me, but I just went, ladies and gentlemen, and I was like, Presley Pagood. And I shit you not, that dog had gotten up, like he heard ladies and was like, oh, it's my calling. Like, he got up, he walked in and he went like, because that's what he does. Like, he does a lot of exhales when he's like communicating. And so he comes in and does that. And I was like, take a bow, sir. And I bowed, and then sure as shit, he bowed. Next thing you know, Tuk Tuk comes in wagging her tail, being like, what's going on? And I go, oh, Tuk Tuk, you're here, take a bow. And then she took a bow, and I was like, what the fuck is going on with our dogs? Like, why is this a thing? But it was,
the veil has fallen.
I was like, and then I just looked at my husband. I was like, look what happens to our house in like 3 months of you just being home. And it's like, this is what our animals become next level humans, to where they start talking and communicating to us.
Yep.
So let's discuss like unintentional things that happen that, are entertaining and funny. Because this one killed me. It's an oldie, but a goodie, with some new additional clips. So I feel like it's good. I really just want to make you laugh more.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got kicked and I thought you poked me. Sorry, I was ready to swat you. I'm sorry.
She's pregnant.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Check your panties. About 175,000 rice. I think that was supposed to be pantries.
I couldn't warn you before I saw it, and I couldn't warn you, Eric. I'm so sorry.
Other great town names. Lititz.
What? No, it's Lidditz.
We're joined now by the Oracle on everything, Kitty Flanagan. Now, Kitty, should I be worried about my job?
Well, if you keep calling me Clitty, you should, yeah.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Kate Merrill.
Just received an urgent message from police. They're looking for a missing dad.
The girl only had a drawing of her father. She didn't have a photo, just this drawing of her her father.
Have an update from police.
Officers have now located the father just moments ago.
I'm so pale. Today's snow is crippling much of the Washington lowlands.
It's okay. Come a little closer. I'm going to stay over here by Joni.
This is one of my favorites.
No, hold him tight. Hold him tight. Hold him. I am. Hold him tight.
I am.
Got it.
I am.
That's okay. All right.
All right, Joni, you got it.
That is live in Hernando, Mississippi, where there's been spottings of a cougar, and that's not it. That looks like a house cat, but we're just feet away from where a local man rolled his cell phone video on what some say is a cougar. I'll be right back with a live report.
Did you grab anything when you walked out the door?
Grab nothing but two Tortino's pizza out of the refrigerator and my doggy, and we left. That's it. I tried to grab some other things, but they wasn't even worth it.
Police was trying to do a stop point. The man said, no, not today. And they began to race behind each other like cats and dogs. And the police car just twisted around like a tornado, girl. And the Lord just shook it up and the man just got injured. His head went to one side and his body went to the other side. And girl, he hit the pole. I was actually going to buy me a piece of burger from Burger King. And I just stopped right in the middle because my hunger just went away.
Also on Chef was Constance Landry. She says she's lived here her entire life, almost 80 years, been through just about everything.
Ain't no 80 years old.
Well, just about. I'm sorry, Miss Constance. 76 to be exact.
No, 75.
75. Are you coming back to New Orleans and New Orleans East?
Is the elephant heavy? I'm coming back, baby.
100 in Terrell. Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. The temperature, the heat index right now in McKinney is 10,000. What is that? 101,105. It's hot in McKinney.
It's going to be areas of drist and mizzle. Drist and, what am I saying here? Mist and drizzle. I literally combined both.
Candle out the pumpkin. I thought I'd smell some.
I thought something was smoking. Did you see the smoke coming out? What happened just now?
Well, no, because it's resting on some paper, and so I didn't want the little tea light to overheat, and then all of a sudden we've got breaking news here at the channel.
I told you if the sprinkler systems come on, I'm done for the day.
Yeah, you go. That is not
sitting up here looking like a mop.
Yeah, you don't want sprinkler system and a beautiful weave because they do not go. Oh, you're beautiful. You said it was a weave, right?
It's not. Oh.
Anyway, they also say bad bacteria can get into those cracks, and good bacteria often gets washed away.
But what about other cracks that need to I'm just saying, especially if you work out, like you got to get yourself.
Good Friday morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Heading into the weekend.
We sure are.
And bracing for heat.
It's going to be a hot one.
And that's what... Okay, anything else?
No, I'm like your hype
You got
man.
the ad-libs on the song. I'm like, it's going to be hot, real hot. Stay cool. Drink some water. I appreciate the backup.
That is funny, because I was like, that is exactly what I was doing.
I think you put these on just to hear me laugh.
I did actually. I honestly was dying when I've seen half of those clips before from another clip, and then they added some new ones. But at the same time, I was still laughing from the ones I had already seen, and I was like, oh, an oldie but a goodie. You just have to. So it was a combination of me wanting to hear you giggle, but then also, it was also kind of the play off of words because we've always done our titles from something weird that came out of our mouth.
Something weird that came out of our mouth. Yeah,
exactly. And I think more people would watch the news if they did authentic.
Right? I mean, who doesn't want to hear about that? What was it? The Drist and Mizzles? And Latits. And there it is, like Latits. And it's like, clearly that was more of like a Jewish area. It's so funny. And then it's like, oh, here, it's like, there's just a lot of foot mouth disease going on those clips. And I just was like, and I've seen this one numerous times, but they're like 10,000 degrees. No, that's 101,000 degrees, and everybody in McKinney's dead. Right. And why would we not post that? Because we're in McKinney, clearly alive. We're just hot. We're just hot. Boy, and there was something she said about embracing the heat, but it's like I don't think that she said embracing. I think she said brace for or something like that. It's like embracing the heat, and he goes, so hot. Drink some water. Yeah, drink some water. Drink some water. Oh my gosh. So I do have an extra clip that is a little bit fun. It's a little bit more health, like heart chakra energy type of thing, because I know that a lot of people have been totally going through some of their, we've just been going through their feels. So I thought this might be a fun little exercise for everybody. And we got a runner. I am out of here. Let's just hope he didn't hear the solar eclipse story.
simple way to test how much emotional stress is trapped in your heart. Okay, let's see if you can do this. So lock your index and ring finger like this. Just leave the middle finger out and try to move it and try to touch the center of your palm by locking the 3 fingers like this.
Ow!
For me, I can do
Ow!
it on my hand, but I have a little difficulties on my
This one's easy for me. This one I had to take practice.
on my right hand. If you can, that means your pericardium meridian energy is flowing smoothly. Moving this middle finger actually strengthens the energy in your heart. This exercise is particularly vital right now, as summer is the season governed by the heart. Think of the pericardium meridian as a protective shield around your heart that absorbs excess emotional tension. This energetic pathway runs down your arms and ends right at the tip of your middle finger. By simply moving, stretching, and massaging like this throughout the day, you activate an energetic release valve. It clears stagnant energy, calms your nervous system, and anchors your peace. Practice this during the summer and across the entire year. Keep stretching it every day. It's supposed to benefit your heart energy as per traditional Chinese medicine.
I'm still making a face because, man, that hurts.
It hurts like hell. No, so
on my right hand. My left hand is fine. My right hand is like, oh my God.
And that's exactly why I saved this one, because we're always talking about left side emotional, right side physical. And so it's like, okay, my right side was locked up as shit. The only reason I could do this is because I practiced it enough so I didn't embarrass myself on screen. I was like, oh, just kidding. I want to be good. But do you notice, look, when I bring mine down, I cannot get to the middle evenly. Wow. I can get to the side on my thumb, but I cannot get to the middle. And everything in my forearm screams.
Like, oh, right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then after I sat there and I did it like 4 or 5 times on each side, just kind of until I could get to the point of touching my right hand to it. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, all of a sudden my whole body zen. And I was like ready for sleep.
Nice.
Like I didn't realize how soothing it was, because it's like we do box breathing and there's fire breathing, and then there's all the different types of breaths and holds and different things that people are now becoming very more readily available. You know, like that knowledge is becoming more readily available, especially AI. If you go in and start, you know, using your AI as a best friend, or even just emotional processing or mental processing, it will actually encourage you to do box breathing or some kind of breathing formation. And what I found fascinating was just that little bit. I could immediately feel I dropped 3 levels in my nervous system, like instantly. And then you could feel it all the way up your arm, where the mapping was, and you're like, holy shit. But I wanted to bring that up because you know, you always are a good reminder of, okay, left side or right side. Okay, right side, what are we doing too much of? Or what are we trying to you know, put out? Like it's like when it comes to that heart chakra right now, we are through the emotional feels. We are going through so many different shifts and changes. Rudy has been going through so many things that it just, every time he turns a corner, there's another challenge, there's another change, there's another thing. And he's like, I'm just trying to ride the wave. And I was like, oh my God, are you going into water this year? And then I had to remember, wait, you're to the left of us. No, you're in air. Okay, you're going to go into fire. And then I'm like, shit, he's going into fire. And then I was like, I'm going in there. Okay, I can live there while he's in fire. That's actually probably a good place for me. Like, yeah. And so, like, for those of you that don't know, that if you're new to us, or if you can't remember, I don't know how often you listen to this. Shame on you if you can't remember everything that I say. Like, I'm just saying, don't be like the woman in Canes. Like,
I can't remember, and it's fine that I don't remember.
But we do an animal totem ceremony every October. And in that October, it's kind of like a full moon ceremony. We gather with a bunch of people. It's like a guided meditation that connects you to an animal that kind of helps set the scene for what to embody to help aid you in that next year that's to come. And then we regroup at the end, we regroup after words and express like, oh, this is what my old animal totem. I still don't understand how half that group can't remember their shit. Like, can't remember what animal totem they got the previous year. I'm like, you wrote it down. Where'd you put the journaling paper? Like, did you forget to embody it after you left the house? I don't know. So, but at the same time,
I just make it my screen cover so that it's in front of me all year long, and then I change my screen the next year.
yeah, and I don't do that because I have like puppies and children,
kids and
on
stuff.
yeah, like I've got puppies and children on mine, but I do get my journal. I like to get my journal to be like, this year I was a dolphin, right? Like not that was accurate at all.
You're splish splashing on the top of the water.
I know, but I did have a transparent tree portal that I traveled through, and it was really cool. It was like the underground tree that was deep in the sea that then like it actually was also, I saw like a past version, like a future in a past version, and it was almost like a time portal like doorway or something. It was a very cool meditation. But what I'm saying is that it gives a lot of insight. It sometimes you'll get connected to even like a gemstone or something to, kind of help aid you in that transition. And so what I really loved about kind of going over through some of these changes is I was kind of in the back of my mind thinking like animal totem ceremony is like just around the corner. And that's where as we're doing animal totem, you are either in earth, water, air, or fire, because you do like the wheel cycle. And last night, Rudy was like, I told him that like, oh, animal totem's coming up, da 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 da. And he's like, okay, I'm going to mark my calendar for that. And then we were talking. I was like, I don't remember. I was like, I remember you were a mouse the first time, but what was it the second time? And then he was like, I was a trout. And I was like, but I couldn't remember what he was in when he made the comment. And then I was like, no, you were I was like, did you finish by the stairs? And he's like, yeah. And I go, okay, so then you were in air. And then I was like, so shit, you're going into fire. And he goes, oh, he's like, well, honey, I don't understand why you're not with me on that. And I go, because it all started when on the very first day when you showed up and you walked around your energetic field of what felt comfortable. And he goes, well, I picked that section because I thought you were going to sit next to me. He didn't. But he just said that. And he's like, well, forget it. I'm not going. I was like, honey, just because you skip a year doesn't mean that you energetically don't seep into that next one anyway. And he's like, oh.
It's like, go ahead. Be a trout in the fire. See what happens.
Well, and I was like, I don't think you want us both in fire at the same time. Yeah, he does not. A fire personality in fire, that's not going to, like, he's a water personality in fire. Okay, fine. Go venture in. At least there's some calming period and some steam a little bit. But like, it's like a elemental where, the fire and the water kiss and everything goes, like, it's all steamy. Right. So I'm like, okay, you don't want two fires. I was like, and I was like, honey, I'll be in air. So I'll just be like, wow, I'll be like a fairy pixie, just like all over the place. And you could just be blazing and doing your stuff, but shit's going to be fast for you. And it's time. Cause ever since he technically started in water, but the year prior, he went through all of Earth. Like he was going through the, a family awareness dynamics, like creating like change and like having things come out of the woodworks and doing all that clearing in he was in it. And then, so I'm kind of excited to see what happens with fire. I'm like, oh, what are you going to get? Cause in air, he got a trout. So, but I mean, like when I was in water, the first time I got an elephant.
Mouse.
So.
Right. Water, he got a mouse.
Water, he got a mouse. But I got an elephant in water the first go around.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, the elephant was playing in the water.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it was one of those African elephants. Like, but I'm just saying.
Are you kidding?
But speaking, okay, we're gonna roll a clip. Okay, like we're gonna go.
You're about to quantum leap into a completely different reality, but they get progressively more unsettling, so pay attention. You feel restless for no logical reason. Old habits that used to comfort you suddenly feel unbearable. You lose interest in goals that you've been chasing for years, not because you gave up, but because you outgrew them. You feel homesick for a life that you haven't even lived yet. You cry randomly and can't explain why, because your body is processing a shift that your mind hasn't even caught up to yet. People from your past start reappearing. The old timeline is trying to pull you back before you leave it completely. Your body starts rejecting environments, foods, and routines that used to feel normal because your cells are upgrading faster than your circumstances. The version of you from 6 months ago feels like a completely different person, and you're not even sure who you're becoming yet. You have a moment of terrifying clarity where you realize that you have been living someone else's life and you cannot unsee it. You stop asking for permission to become her, not because you figured everything out, because you finally understand that waiting for certainty was the only thing keeping you stuck.
Ta-da! Complete
Yeah,
summary.
and it's like I know I am right there. And I've been waiting for some completion to come to an end. And I know that I've got about 30 days left on that. And I'm like, it starts ramping up next phase this month. And so it's not like really I am in the midst of that right this minute. It's happening now as we speak.
Well, and a lot of people don't realize that it's happening regardless of if you were aware or if you were ready for it, period. Right? Like it's coming regardless. It's just part of, we're all going through this right now together, even though we feel like it's individual, right? Like, so that's one of the things where, you know, even when Rudy was going through some of the highs and lows of this week, it was really important for me to address, not only with him, but several of my clients, to say, this is not about you. It feels like it's about you because, yes, you're going through these profound shifts and changes and identifying what you're no longer willing to accept, or where you're no longer willing to place energy. When people are starting to cross certain boundaries, you're finally saying, oh, fuck no, nope, that can no longer exist. But then we're stuck in this, I'm not necessarily sure what to do about it, or if there's something for me to do, or what that is, right? Because we can't get that clarity for what's next. And as I was diving into kind of September's timeline and some of my like social media content of what's to come, and it's like, we're gonna have this this knowing within, but then there's this little bit of a disconnect of how to start putting that into your system. How do you start stepping outside of yourself to actually doing that? And then it's almost like there's a little bit of stagnation of, okay, I'm aware, I'm in the know, I don't know how. And then there's a little bit of that like self-doubt of like, oh my God, am I making this up? Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Because I'm not seeing the path, right? Because I'm very much a visual, like I like to see the path. I know where I'm going because that kind of motivates me. And it's like we almost have to become motivated blind, but not take action on things until the vision, like until it steps in front of you. It's like move one step at a time when you feel the movement capability. I had to correct a couple of, my VA sequences because it kept coming out of like, oh, okay, just because you can't see the plan, you're moving. I'm like, no, you're not moving because it's not coming to you right away. You're in a place of uncertainty, but at the same time, your lines, your definitions, those where I'm going next is solid. Now we just have to patiently kind of wait for the movement to present itself so that we can trust what we're stepping into.
Yeah. I think that eclipse that was last night. It's like there was one 2 weeks ago, and then there was the one last night. And the one 2 weeks ago was kind of like, okay, what all is it that's falling away? And yesterday was like kind of the completion of that. That doesn't mean that everything falls away and we start right now. That means that whatever is remaining, we get to rebuild, recreate. And maybe it's not even rebuild or recreate. It's just like the next step forward from here. Which kind of bringing her back around on animal totems. For me, my animal totem this year was the electric eel, which electric eels, like live in the
That was
depths.
attractive.
Yeah, I know. It's like they live in the depths, and how they like basically survive. They're almost blind, so they send energy out into the field around them, and that's how
To
they
test
sense.
their area.
Yeah, to test their area, to feel how they sense into what's around them. What's safe, what's not safe, what feels like it's got movement, what doesn't. And it was really like the perfect totem for me this year, particularly in that transition phase of like who, what, where, how, and when am I redefining or just refining what I'm doing, where I'm going, all of that sort of stuff. So it's been very interesting just being in the space of that, and it has gotten to where it aligns so perfectly with the transitions, whether it's astrology or human design. And I didn't do that on purpose. It's like I just feel into things and I'm like, okay, what am I creating now? And start putting things out there. But it's just kind of started to fall into alignment with like all of these natural shifts. And I really feel like that there's something there for everyone the closer we get into contact with those energetic shifts, whichever they are.
Right.
The more that we show up in our lives, the more we show up grounded, but also like really forward thinking. So.
And it's funny because I found myself kind of in a distractionary, like, the procrastination of you don't feel like doing work, but like, what can I do that makes me feel like I'm doing something? And so I was diving into some of my numerology, but I wanted to look more into some of the patterns that surround me within numerology. And it was interesting because it wasn't just certain people or certain relationship dynamics that presented certain patterns, right? Like, so I'm a life path of 8, but I'm also a birthday of 8 as well. So like I have that double 8 thing. And so when I came to that awareness in the last year, I was like, why the fuck have I not been totally taking over abundance in all its entity? Because I literally am a double 8. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, and it's almost like it provided me security of motivation of, no, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Let's get this shit going. Like, it was that type of, like it created that like boost for me. But what's really interesting is that, like I was also paying attention to like the energy of your house and like the number to which you live in, what that is. And then I'm looking up at my own address and that's also an 8 number, like, so I'm just like, okay, like, so I started unraveling, that. And then it was also trying to, okay, take numerology to names, take numerology to dates, even children, etc. Because this year is a change year for me. When you take, it's a 1 year. So like 1 year on new beginnings, but then when you associate it with my birth date, like it ends up being a 5 for me, which is a change year. And so then as I was kind of dabbling through my numbers, there were frequent number patterns that kept showing up. And it's funny because even within those number systems, especially when I go from the name I was born into to my married name, it's like my married name created freedom of expression, freedom of creativity, freedom of self-discovery. But it's funny because even the date to which my husband and I met to the day that we were married, it actually was a perfect unison of, okay, we met each other for these reasons and this is the beginning. And then when we got married, it solidified devotion, commitment, family, growth, etc. And so it was really neat because I was kind of looking through, because I've been having some projects that have been taking me a hell of a lot longer to get done. And I don't ever want to be somebody that doesn't put their money where their mouth is or finish what they set out to do. Like, it's a part of that is a very it's a very important thing for me because my dad was such a cretinous human, but he had really creative ideas. He also had very cool ideas that could have made him very successful. But because a lot of, there was no backbone behind it. There was no gumption. It was all hot air balloon, right? Not to play off of the hot air balloon that you sent me this morning saying what's rising, but but it was just full of hot air, and there was never anything behind it. Like, to me, it's like when you're devoted and passionate enough, you put your money where your mouth is, you back up what you're trying to create. I just saw there's a new movie about Sylvester Stallone and how he basically made his debut and he made his break. And it was talking about how he was doing all these auditions. He was not looked up as the classic, Hollywood image. People would tell him, you talk like you've got rocks in your mouth. There was all these different types of things that were kept coming up. And he kept saying, like, there's not any movie roles that are made for somebody like me. And whoever his significant counterpart at that time was, which I like the way that the movie's set up, it's got to be his wife. I'm just saying, sorry, wife, if I don't know your name, but at the same time, it was amazing that, she just said, well, then write a script that's for you and then play in it. And so he did. He wrote a script. He wrote Rocky in 3 days. And then brought it to them. People are like, this is incredible. And he's like, yeah, but I'm the star. And they were like, wait a second. No. And so they tried to buy him out to take him out of the role. And no. And the fact is like, look at the career that he built from it. And the primary reason was because he was willing to put his money where his mouth is. It's like, you can pay me XYZ, but if I don't back up the work that I create, if I'm not really to fully invest into the commitments that I'm making, what the fuck am I doing here? And that's what I really loved about that full understanding of, really back up to what your belief system is. That's one of the reasons why my husband, I never know what the work that I do is going to go, how it's going to play out 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 30 years from now. Right. I didn't even do it to start a legacy. A lot of people do it for, the ego driven of wanting their name out in the world or wanting it to hand down to the next generation, but it's like, I always look at it as more of it's like they're trying to create their legacy that's remembered in history. That's not why I started my company. I started my company because I got tired of people not getting the attention they deserved, the care that they deserved, the space to be who they were, and the space to learn about themselves. That's why I started my company. And I had no intention of handing it off to the kids. If anything, I'm like, dude, you don't want it? Just hire a CEO to run it. And then, you can still collect and it can create generational wealth in the future. Like, that's my mindset for it. Cause I would never project my dreams, my views onto my children. If they decide to join me on that, sweet. I didn't expect that. That wasn't why I set out to do it. I did it because my purpose is acts of service to others and trying to create that harmony. But yeah, we have to go see that movie. Like, I wanted to watch it, right? Like, I would have dropped everything and said, fuck it, we're not doing the podcast. We got to go watch that new movie.
I was going to say, like, ooh, yeah, I'm going to put that on the schedule. When is that?
November.
November. Okay. All right. So here's what's interesting, and I'll make this really quick. In numerology, my name is an 11. My birth date is an 11. I was born on the 11th. My houses, 90% of my life have been an 11. Mm-hmm. So it's like, for me, that your 8 is my 11. Mm-hmm. And that's always an interesting one because of what it represents. It's much less grounded. It's much more about that higher level of the individual. And it's often called a master number. And like I said, I will keep it very short. So that's all I had to say. Ta-da.
So
We're
until
over an
next
hour.
time, everybody
next
go
time.
out and just like go tinker around, figure out your numbers, figure out your human design. If you have questions, list comments below. Share the podcast. Let's start making sure that this is like regular conversation in public, because I don't know about you, but when I've gone up to people and told them like, "Oh, sweetie, it's been a week." No, you're right on track with everybody else. If anything, the face that I've seen has been, "Oh my God, thank God." Like I'm not the only one.
Right.
And
yeah, there is a relief. There's an absolute relief with people when you tell them like, this is just what everybody's going through.
Oh yeah.
Oh, congratulations, you're normal.
Embrace that experience.
Okay.